Howdy folks, welcome to the channel Rockin' the Country. I'm Don and I have a gift request from Renewzel's Ragin' Cajun Mooberry. Shout out to you, Renee. Thank you for this gift and request. And this might shock you people, but it's Dwight Yoakam. And I always crack up because Renee is Dwight Yoakam's worldwide #1 fan, and we're gonna need Dwight to acknowledge us at some point with just a thumbs up, a nice little message or something to Renee, because she's definitely put her time in on establishing this award, if you will. All right, so if there was a way, I don't know this one. I don't know if there's dancing going on this or what. But I always crack up, Renewzels. Always crack up. Let's see what we got. Boop. Oh, it's acoustic. All right, no dancing. It's got a Pink Floyd feel in the beginning.
I was just standing alone in this room, surrounded by memories we stopped making too soon. Oh, I was just standing, I was just standing alone in this room.
Paints a picture.
Alone in this room. And I was just thinking all to myself how I still want you, oh, nobody else. Whoa, whoa, I was just thinking, I was just thinking all to myself, all to myself. In this darkness I move slowly, always struggling to be free.
Great line.
But I still hear your voice, and everywhere I see the joy. Made such a fool of me. Oh, I was just standing alone in this room, surrounded by memories we stopped making too soon. Whoa, I was just standing, I was just standing alone in this room.
God, I love songs like that. I love the self-reflection. Just the nature of ideas is scintillating to me. Obviously having, the philosophical background that I do, but how thoughts are constructed, where they come from. But when someone has an awareness of what they're thinking, and then add to it the genre of country music, or the platform of music generally, but then the genre of country, and then go acoustic, paint a picture of what's going on inside his own mind. Even things like, I didn't expect him to say, but even how you made me a fool. He's obviously in pain. You knew that because in the beginning when he talked about just memories of you, it's like, yeah, he's pining, but he wasn't really pining for her. It was you reflecting back on a bad relationship and she made a fool of him in some way. And that's another way of saying maybe he saw certain things in the relationship, but every relationship has its issue. Good relationships have what you might call red flags in them. If the relationship ends, you'd say, oh, I should have seen that. And so it's really a misnomer in many ways. It's because you don't know. I mean, you work through things in many relationships, like the good relationships, the marriages that stay intact. All of them had some of the same dynamics taking place that happened in relationships that didn't work. And it's just that people didn't have the stamina. Usually one of the persons doesn't have the stamina in the relationship to try working through it. And not every problem is worth working through, but I'm talking about sort of like some of the normal issues in a relationship. Some people are just far less tolerant of not getting their way, or of not having things their way, or their expectations were that, I know some years ago I was talking with a woman and she was dating a guy, and she much younger, she 20, 30 years younger. So it's sort of like an advice type situation. But she was telling me how like she was with a guy and it didn't work because the first time they had an argument of any kind, he said, this is not going to work because a relationship is supposed to be flawless, 100% peaceful the entire time you're in the relationship. And I was like, no, oh my God, that is not how it works. So some people are tolerant. Some people just are long suffering, to use a biblical word. They can endure a lot and others can't. So in this song where he's thinking, I'm a fool. Yeah, I get it. Maybe there were things, red flags, or things he should have called her out on earlier and he just didn't. He let it go. I don't know. But I love how he painted a picture of being in a room by himself, just reflecting. It was a dark room. Then you question, was the room just a metaphor for his mind, that dark room? Or was he literally standing in a room and also having, I don't know if you call them dark thoughts, they're just realizations of unpleasant events and an overall event, which is a breakup. And they're not tragic. Some of them you could depict as that, I suppose. But in this one, I love the way he sings too, Renee. Was this the first acoustic I've done of Dwight's? I can't imagine it is, but it struck me very differently, obviously, even just by what I'm revealing in my own thoughts about the song. But I love his voice. I've said that many times. It's just so different. I mean, he could do, in a true Southern way, he could take a one-syllable word and turn it into 8 syllables. And you're still right there with them once you realize what the word was. So in any case, he's just got a very unique gift, very unique voice, delivery, talent, confidence, artistry, creativity, and such. So I'm going to rate this one. And the number that popped into my head was a 9.6. I mean, to be able to hold someone's attention, and he's really, God, I don't know. Dwight offers something for people who like to stay on the surface. There's a bit more if you like to go here, but if you like to go deep, there's a lot there to work with. And I love that. So that's a gift. All right, Renuzels. Thank you, my dear. Have a wonderful day, folks. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country.
I was just standing alone in this room, surrounded by memories we stopped making too soon.